For that, guys, I got booted out of the lobby, and I don't think too much has changed. Let's just get the camera angle set back up. So little Mikey is now pitted after we saw him get a 5-second penalty. I saw some yellow flags out, but I think they've cleared. Doesn't look like there was a safety car. Nicky Lauda still 2 seconds away from ABX in second place. And then he's got Stuart, who he's just, Stuart just clips the wall there out of the castle section, but Relay Lucas spun him, and he's causing a massive accident because there's cars just piled up in the middle. Stuart can't go anywhere, and Billy has gained. He's made his way through in from third, but just a mess back here now. As Charlie then gets spun, Ewan sort of cut him off. There's a lot going on here. I can't keep up with it all. Let's go back down the field. As I think Evans now lost a wing. As Bog and Charlie are out of the session, I assumed that Bog might have collected Charlie. We saw him spin, and it doesn't look like there's even a safety car yet, which is very surprising. But this has played into Nicky Lauda's hands. He goes 2.5 seconds clear. Billy has got 5 seconds to make up on ABX. See Boggs and Charlie's car just stricken at the back straight. We've got a couple in the pits. I think Billy's gone in, and the safety car is now on its way out. That's a very strange time for the safety car to come out. I'm not really sure what has happened here, but Billy may gain from this because he can make his pit stop and come back out. Nicky Lauda is going to hope that he doesn't get too held up by the Delta, and we'll see if the others come in. Stuart looks like, has he made it back past the pit yet? He has, so he stayed out, I think, because of the double stack. So Billy, Cass, Evan, Tom have pitted. Wardy, I think, pitted the lap. Oh no, he's in the pit now. And little Mikey had already pitted. So this will get little Mikey back into the race. Let's see if this hampers Nicky Lauda or not. It shouldn't do because they haven't picked up the safety car yet. It will just depend on the Delta. So tyre wear is high here, so I'd assume that everyone comes in, and everyone that has come in will go onto the hard tyre. They'll probably struggle towards the end if they can make it that far. But I assume Nicky Lauda will probably come in here. I mean, he could stay out. He'd be hoping for a safety car a bit later because it would bring Billy back into it, but he's staying left. Makes me think he's going to go in. And he is. I think he has to cover Billy off here. And ABX has got the same idea. Does Relay want to take the lead, or does he want to come in? He wants to take the lead. So Ewan dives in the pits. Reliot stays out. He's going to gain quite a few positions here. And Jens also stays out. He wants to pick up positions, and Kai does the same thing. So Nicky Lauda drops to 5th, but you can see that Billy's been really held up. So that hasn't really worked for Billy. He was in 3rd, and Ewan comes in for soft tyres. So he's going to want to get a move on then when this restarts. Right, let's try and recap on what's happened so far. So Relay Lucas stays out under the safety car. I think he caused a bit of this mess in the first place. So it'll be interested to see what the stewards say about it later. He's up 3 places for now. Reliot, the big gainer, up 10. Jens as well, up 10. That's because they haven't pitted under the safety car. Lunatic Kai is up 6. He hasn't pitted. Now Nicky Lauda had a nice big gap out front. He had to pit to cover off Billy. Looks like Billy has lost out big time here though. So Nicky comes back out in 5th. So he's looking really strong. He's net P1. Askelios stays out as well. He's up 10. And Derpy Turpy, after, well, what should have been his qualifying ban, he did start at the back anyway. He's up 12 places, so I believe he didn't pit either. Man Like Donkey up 3 places, and then the guys that started pitting, ABX, who pitted from 2nd place, down 7. Stuart Foxy got caught up in the mess with Relay Luca, has somehow managed to get back round and in front of his teammate. He's down 7. Billy down to 11th. He's down 5. Ewan, he's also pitted. We saw him pit. He's down 3 places. Cass down into 13th. He's down 6 places. Evan down 6 places. Again, they've all pitted, so they're not actually sitting there in the race. So let's see what happens when this restarts. So ABX, Stuart and Billy and the others, and Ewan is the one that decided to take the soft tyre, I believe he did. So Ewan has got some pace in front of him. He's got fresh softs on. I don't think the soft tyres are going to last too long though, so I think he's going to need another very quick safety car, but it's going to put him to the back, so not too sure about that strategy and whether it'll work, but if he makes it work then fair play. But Nicky Lauda, he was on pole, he's net P1 now, so he's just got to stay out of trouble. And he's got that little buffer of a Skelios, Derpy and Man Like Donkey. He's got a little buffer behind him to the guys that have also pitted. Stuart, sorry, didn't pit, and that's how he's made it in front of Billy. So it'll be interesting to see if he lets him through. So we'll hope the safety car comes in at the end of this lap and we can get racing again. Relay Luca starts to warm up his tyres. Little Mikey should just about catch this pack, so hopefully it'll come in and we can get racing again. We're about to move, yes it is in. We're about to move to lap 6 of 26. Still plenty of racing to go in this race. The big question is, can Nicky Lauda make the most of that little buffer he's got to ABX? The current championship leader, it can be awkward when you end up further back in the bunch. And Relay Luca looks like he's gone. He's gone early. Let's just drop back down the field a little bit, see if we can see any action occurring as we get a Red Bull going round the outside, but there's been a spin and it's ABX, oh, the championship leader, and that's what I mean about getting caught up in the mess, and they're trying to get out of the corner, and that's Evan, and we've got Tom Putty. So ABX now to the back of the field, and that's the problem when you start dropping back into the back of the field after the safety car, as Nicky Lauda is making his way through Lunatic Kai at turn 4. So he's started to get on with it. Has Lunatic Kai got some damage? Let's jump on board with Nicky and see if we can look back. He has, he's got no wing. So I don't know what's happened to him. Right, where's the next battle? Ewan on his fresh softs is going to try and chuck it down the inside, but he backs out. Oh, and he gives Man Like Donkey a nudge. He's just got far too much grip in comparison. As Derpy looks like he may have made a mistake. He's just let 2 through. Little Mikey up to 12, so he's done really well on that restart. But we'll stick with Ewan. He's on the soft tyre. He's going to want to get past Man Like Donkey as soon as possible because the group in front is starting to pull away. Be interesting to see how long these tyres last. I can't imagine them lasting more than 5-6 laps really. tyre wear is high here. As Relay Luca's now taken a 2.5 second gap, Jens Hoffer is only a tenth behind Reliot. And this is where you're likely to see a lot of overtaking because the straight line speeds. And I think he's got it done. He has. He's got his nose in front. And we've got Ewan now looking to make a move. He's going to chuck it down the inside of Man Like Donkey. He keeps his nose in and he's tapped him. And he's pushed him back round. And there's a queue in the middle of the road. Is that Wardy trying to get out of the way of it? I think it is because he's losing places. And Ewan Dunn has been given a penalty for it. The two Hasses have got through it. They're up to 7th and 8th and they're picking up the pieces. Little Mikey up to 11th. Brilliant restart from him. We can see Derpy Turpy in the pits. Cass in the pits. Well, I think the stewards are going to be very, very busy this afternoon. As Billy and Stuart in the middle of the pack now have got to try and catch a Skelios. I wonder if Foxy will be asked to move over for Billy to go and chase it. But Nicky Lauda up into third. He's got past Reliot. He's now after Jens. And remember, he's in net P1 because of the pit stops. So he's in a really strong position. And if he can get back out in front, get away from the other cars, it surely will be his race to win from there. Well, I didn't think we would get a race here where we didn't have any incidents. It's a tough track. Oh, and there's been a spin, and it's Reliot's gone round, and he's just got to wait now for the Hasses to go through. It's unfortunate. He picked up a lot of places as Ewan is now out. Where's that happened? Oh, we're about to see it as Derpy comes round, and he was on those soft tyres. I wonder if he had no wing from the crash, but it has brought the safety car back out. It will give the chance, and there he is. Lost it coming onto the downhill section. I think Billy is coming in and Stuart is coming in. So I wonder what Billy's plan is. So little Mikey stays out. He was on the hard tyre. Jens comes in for the softs. That's an interesting move. As Billy and Stuart get that time perfectly. Does Billy need a wing? That's why he's in. And he's going to come back out on the mediums that he used to start with. Right, let's try and figure this out. So Luca stays out on his 7-lap-old mediums. Oh no, he can come back round to the pits any second. So he didn't get picked up by the safety car. Where's the pit stops? Where's the pit stops? Here they are. So Relay Luca is the only person not to stop. You can see he's slowing down because of the delta. I'm going to make the assumption that he really has to come in. He might be able to filter back out. I think he'll still filter out into the midfield depending on what they do as they get round. But you've seen that Stuart and Billy have both pitted. I'm not sure if Reliot has pitted or will need to pit. We saw him spin, but I'm not sure if he did any damage to his wing. And ABX hasn't really been able to recover using this safety car either. I think he picked up some damage on the way through. So he's pitted 3 times. So it's really really dented his chances. Is Relay coming in? He is. I think it's the right move. And Nicky Lauda's going to retake first place. So Jens is out on the softs. It'd be interesting to see if he wants to stay out on the softs. And, do you know what? Luca might actually get out into second place here because Jens has dropped quite a way back. So it's worked out really well for Relay. He can now challenge Nicky Lauda. And little Mikey stays out. He's done his pit stop. I think he'll try and go to the end. Tom Putty on the hard tyre stays out. Lunatic Kai stays out. And all of these guys now are probably going to stay out. They've been into the pits. So I think it's going to be a tough race for Billy to get those mediums to the end. They've already done 2 laps, now 3. So it's going to be a long old slog to get them to the end, I think. As we can see that Man Like Donkey's come in the pit. Wonder if he'll ditch those softs. He does, he puts the hard tyre on. Okay, so Nicky Lauda put himself on pole, lost out due to the first safety car, regains the lead back after the second safety car. Relay Luca, I think fair to say that he was involved in the incident that caused the first safety car, but he has benefited. He's now had his pit, he's in second, and he can really start to push Relay Luca. Jens on the soft tyre, he's not going to get to the end on that tyre. So he's going to really want to get a move on. He's going to have to put a big gap out there, and I still think he might be relying on a safety car to make that work. Little Mikey, he's had a stop, 7 laps on his hard tyres. He's done a very good strategic move to get himself up to 4. It's all about whether those tyres can hang on to the end. But if they can, big points all for him. He did get a podium in Australia, round 1. I think that might have been in a different division though. But he'll be chasing that podium. He knows Jens is going to have to stop if you can see the red wall on his tyre. Tom Putty in 5th, he's made his way up. He's taken advantage of the safety cars along with Lunatic Kai and Askelios. So Stuart and Billy have lost out a little bit again because of this safety car. They've got some work to do. Really, I think he's up a place or 2. Let's just check it. Yeah, he's at 3 places. So you can see the Hasses have lost out. We've lost Ewan, Bog and Charlie. I think Bog and Charlie went for the first safety car, Ewan went for the second. And ABX is the big loser from all of this, and got caught up in one of the incidents, unfortunately, and put him to the back of the grid. So let's go back to the front, because we're hoping the safety car is going to come in at the end of this lap. Let's just talk through what happened at Monza the last race. So Bosmots won, and I believe he got fastest lap as well. He's not here tonight. It's Billy came 2nd, Ewan Dunn in 3rd, Askelios came 4th, Relay Luca 5th, Nicky Lauda came 6th, so he's going to be very happy with his performance so far tonight. Evan in 7th, he's currently in P13, ABXMT in 8th. He got 4 points for that. I think he'll be disappointed, but actually any points you can get when you're so far in the lead is just more points that the others have to chase. Rayliat came in 9th as a reserve, and Riyadh came in 10th. The rest of the field did not finish, which included Stuart Foxy, a man like Donkey and Lunatic Kai. So those guys have survived so far in this race. I'm pretty confident that we'll see at least one more safety car in this race. It's not the easiest track. It's quite tight, you've got the walls, there's no runoff areas. It's all about putting the car in the right position, and you see if one person makes a mistake, it can pile everyone back up. So Nicky just trying to warm his tyres up. Safety car is in this lap, so he will now take control of the pace of the pack. He'll be waiting for the safety car to jump into the pits, and then he's good to go whenever he's ready. So we'll see a bit of weaving. Really trying to get that tyre temperature up. It's really tough when you're driving this slow. You can get the outer edge of the tyre warm. Getting the core of it warm is the hard bit, and you need a bit of pace to do that. But a good view of the field. They're all weaving. There's a couple that are waiting for him to go, and he has gone, Nicky Lauda. And Relay Luca was waiting for it. He's doing a good job of keeping in touch. Jens Hoffer looks like he's trying to put some hurt, but we've got Stuart that's already making a move down the inside of Lunatic Kai. Or is it Reliot? Sorry. No, it is Lunatic Kai. So it's going to be a straight sprint. Lunatic Kai, I think, looked like he pulled out of that move a little bit, but Billy's got some overspeed on Reliot. Is he going to have a dig down into turn 3? He's having a look, he's putting his nose in there, and he gets it done. And the Haas boys are really getting on with this now, and they have to. They have to. Good move from them. We've seen them both jump up a space off the back of that restart, so good restart from them. So Relay Luca's keeping in touch with Nicky Lauda. He's had it his own way really so far, and Relay is trying to put some pressure on as man like Donkey. Something's happened to him, but we'll stick on board with this chase at the front. And ideally, Niki Lauda's going to want to get out of that 1 second gap as Wardy gets past his teammate, Skelios. And Skelios is dropping some positions. I wonder if he's had an incident or a bad exit, because Cass gets past him now. But Relay Luca is going to be looking for the slipstream all the way down the final straight now. He won't have DRS. It doesn't get activated for 2 laps until the safety car's gone in. And we've got Jens, who's also... He looks like a bullet in a straight line. Relay's not been able to make any inroads. Jens has really caught the back of him, and there's been a touch, but Jens has lost it out of the exit. You can see him on the inside of the track there. He's out of the race. It's unfortunate. It's another safety car. Did warn you that there might be another. Unfortunate for Jens. I think he saw the incidents in front of him. He saw the mistakes from the 2 cars in front, and I think he just tried to push it to make sure he got round them, and yeah, ended up in the bin, unfortunately. Unlucky Jens. But we've got some gainers from all this. What's happened with I think Stuart was in front of Tom, so I wonder if he just overtook him by accident. I don't know, but he's given the place back. So, Lil Mikey, sitting in the podium places, he was losing touch with the leaders. I think he was about 2.5 seconds back after that first lap, but he's going to try and make that Alpine as wide as possible. But he's got the 2 Hasses that are hunting him down. It'd be interesting to see if Billy decides to stay out. The only problem he has is that he will go to the back of the pack. If he goes in, he will go to the back of the pack, and we've seen how hard it is to overtake round here. So we'll see what he decides to do. I think he's going to have to stay out. The laps behind the safety car will probably help him, because he can just keep a little bit of extra rubber on the tyres. But it is still going to be a stretch to get those to the end, I think. So a man like Donkey's come in for some fresh soft tyres. Again, I still don't think that's going to make it to the end of the race. Billy looks like he's going to come in. No, he fakes it. Don't know if you can hear me. You big faker. There's a little Mikey does come in. So, that's interesting. I thought he might try and stick it out, being in 3rd place. But he's going to try and get on the fresh mediums and try to pick up the pace then. I'd have thought he would have just tried to hold track position there, but see if it pays off for him. So Billy is the first of the medium runners. He's in 5th. He has done 7 laps on those tyres. Tom Putty has done 10 laps on his hard tyres. Be interesting to see how worn they are. As the Skelios goes in the pits, see what tyre he chooses. The only other medium runner is Mikey, who we saw come in a minute ago. 1 lap old mediums. A man like Donkey on the softs. They're both towards the back of the grid. So they've got the tyre advantage. There's just not too many overtaking spots here, which is why I'm surprised Mikey came in, but you never know what the tyre wear was like. He may not have thought he was going to get to the end. But so Niki Lauda's had it his own way really in this race. Safety cars keep pushing people back towards him. Relay Luca was putting some pressure on him, and they both made a little mistake into turn 1, and that's when we saw Jens unfortunately have a spin. He's going to be gutted that I caught that on camera. We've then got Stuart Foxy, who looks very good in behind in 3rd. 5 laps on his hard tyres. And Niki Lauda put his tyres on 9 laps ago. So see if the wear makes a difference to him. We know he's got the pace. Tom Putty looking to build on his podium from last week, sitting in 4th. But again, Billy, who was everyone's favourite to win the championship, being outdone by his teammates so far in the championship and in this race. Got a lot of ground to make up, so it's going to be important that he gets a good stack of points today. What he will be happy with is that he's got ABX back in 12th, who is current leader. Ewan is out of the race, who is 2nd in the championship. So the two Haas boys have just got to keep their heads, get as many points as they can, and they will close the gap up on those their front two. And in fact, let's have a quick look at the constructors and see how that's looking. So it looks like they're already leading the constructors. They're on 102 points. Alpine in 2nd with 92 points. Alfa Romeo is in 3rd with 90 points. Aston Martin in 4th with 76 points. And then Mercedes with 60 points. And then we've got the other contenders, but they're a little way back. So Haas are picking up a big chunk of points. I'm sure they won the constructors in Division 3 last year, so it'll be back to back for them. It might even be a treble for them if they can do it. Let's hope it's a bit of commentator's curse. As we're on board with it, Spinny. Loves it in Holland, he does. His favourite track. Safety car is in this lap, so let's join the front. So again, Niki Lauda will take control of the pace of the pack. He'll be warming his tyres up like mad, as you can see. He's weaving. Relay Luca's trying to put some pressure on him early. And Stewart's putting pressure on Relay. I think there's value in leaving this as late as possible, with the fact there's straight line speed, but he's gone early and he has caught Relay Luca napping. He's a second behind. Has Stewart managed to get on the back of him? No, but Billy and Tom Putty, Billy's had to pull back in behind and he's all over the back of Tom. He's got his nose in down the inside and Tom brakes a bit earlier, which gives Billy the slingshot round him. Is there anyone else behind? Relay Luca was 3 tenths back. He couldn't make his way through, so Billy the gainer. And has he just put pressure on Stewart? I think he might have, and it's dropped him back. But Relay Luca, crucially, has got back within the second. And Billy's going to want to try and catch his teammate again as Lunatic Kai takes a Putty on the inside. That looked like a nice move. Joined it a little bit late. Lovely move from Lunatic Kai. And Relay Luca has started to reel Niki Lauda in. I'm wondering if Relay Luca has got slightly higher wings, because he didn't look like he really gained on him in the straight earlier, and Niki Lauda takes that quite wide, gives him an okay exit. Can't be affording to make those types of mistakes. It's the first time we've seen pressure on him in this race, really. Can't afford to make those mistakes because Relay will pounce. Billy's still not been able to close that gap up in 4th, so whatever he did into turn 2 has cost him. As Durfee looks like he's starting to close in on Tom Putty. But let's go back to Relay. He's going to head down the straight now. He's using his airs. You can see the green light on his steering wheel. He's turned it off. And he's turned it back on. So has he got the straight line speed this time? He's got to tuck in behind. Stuart Foxy's not close enough. Billy's now 2 seconds behind as Durfee gets past Tom Putty. A bit further back. But can Relay make it? He's not close enough. And that makes me think he's running a lot higher wings. He's finding it hard down the straights to gain on him. And Tom Putty is out. Where has that happened? Oh, and there's a big crash. And it's Evan who's collected Tom Putty on the way past. There's going to be another safety car. It is. So out of turn 1, it's where we saw Jens lose it. And I tell you what, it's a matter of survival in this race. If you can stay in the race, you will pick up some good points. And more of the championship contenders are dropping out. But it does move ABX back into the points. So he can extend his championship lead. We'll see if he can make his way up the field. So, Nicky has been under some pressure from Relay Luca. We've only really seen 1 or 2 racing laps of it because we then get another safety car. So, are we going to see anyone pit? Billy does. Doesn't think he's going to get his mediums to the end. Will he chuck on a set of softs? Still not sure if they can make it 9 laps, to be honest. Got a couple in the pits. Wardy's come in, ABX has come in, so he obviously feels that he needs to do something different. But Billy comes out for hards. I didn't think the softs would make it to the end. He thinks the same, but the 3 behind him have taken a punt. And I think, I still think, oh no, Man Like Donkey has put hard tyres on. I think 9 laps on softs around here, especially if they're not brand new, although Wardy and ABXs are, I'm pretty sure from memory you can only get about six good laps out of a set of soft tyres, so they will struggle towards the end of the race. But Billy puts on the hard tyre, he's got work to do now. I think he had to do it. I don't think he had much choice. I don't think his medium tyres were going to last. What it does do though is gives him some fresh rubber. He's used them for 5 laps where he came in earlier. He's made 3 stops. Not like Billy really. Normally a very consistent driver. But we saw him struggling in qualifying, hitting the walls. Don't know if that's his new pad. Well, that'll be his excuse anyway. But let's have a quick look at the positions again. So Nicky Lauda retakes the lead of the race after what, the 2nd safety car. Can't even remember how many we've had now. 3, I think. So he remains in 1st place. Relay Luca in 2nd place. Stuart Foxy has maintained his position from the start. He's in 3rd. Lunatic Kai up 6 places into 4th. Derpy Turpy up 14 places in 5th. Did talk about didn't serve his qualifying ban, so I don't know what the stewards will have to say about that. Relia, he's up 6 places. He's had a good strategic race. So let's see if he can stick around and get some points. Cass remains in 7th. Sort of headed back towards to the back of the field. He's made his way back up, so good recovery from him. As you can see, little Mikey up 10 places, pitted under the last safety car, which he's a little bit surprised about. He must have thought that the hard tyres weren't going to make it to the end, but he's found his way back up the field slightly. Skelios in 9th. He's up 7 places. It's Billy, we saw he had to pit. He's down 4 places, but he has been running in 4th. So he's going to want to make his way back up. ABX, our championship leader, he's got work to do. He's on the soft tyres. Let's see if he can make them work to the end. I think he'd be lucky to do it, but good luck to him. And Wardy's also gone on the soft tyre. He's going to want to make some moves. I mean, Billy's quicking him out what compound he's on, so they're going to find it tough. So they're going to want Billy to get on with it. And Man Like Donkey puts on his hard tyres. Makes up 13th place. And then we've had Evan, Tom Percy, Jens Hoffer, Ewan, Barry and Charlie all DNF. And I think Barry and Charlie were all one incident, and the others, I think Tom and Evan were the most recent, which is why this safety car is out. Let's join the front of the pack again. I'm hoping that a safety car will come in again this lap. Feels like a long old race, but about 50% of it's been done behind the safety car. As we come into sector 3, we should see the message now. Come on, go in. It is perfect. So, Niki Lauda, for the third time, will get this race underway. He's gone late. He's gone early. Somewhere in the middle, maybe. Everyone desperate to get some heat in their tyres, but I think Relay Luca is not prepared to be caught out this time. He's going to sit on the rear of Niki Lauda. And he's starting to rev up like he's going to go, and he does now. And I think Stewart, he's pulled away, but he's also all over the back of Relay Luca. He's staying out of the slipstream for some reason. As Reliot gets through on Durfee, who's going to try and swing it round the outside. Oh, he uses a bit of curb, gets a bit sideways, but Reliot's now going to come back at him for the poor exit he would have got, but Reliot can't quite make it happen. I think we've got a move coming back here. It's Billy. I think he's up a place, and we've had a crash at the back. Wardy, Man Like Donkey and Askelios. Not a great day for those three, as Askelios gets a 5-second penalty for a collision. So where do we need to jump back on with? Billy, oh, giving Mikey a little tap. I think he wanted to try and make the move into T4, but it's put ABX all over the back of him, who looks down the inside. And he's gone hot into there, but he's got the car slowed down, so Billy moving backwards. ABX up into 9th. There was some contact in there, but they've kept out the wall. That's the main thing. So Stewart, Relay and Niki Lauda, you can throw a blanket over them. They're all within a second of each other. And I think Stewart might just be starting to peel off the back as Relay Luca. ABX gets through on Little Mikey, and so does Billy. So I wonder if there's been a mistake, and it has. Little Mikey is facing the wrong way, and he's got a couple of cars coming. So, oh, yeah, well weighted. Well weighted. Yeah, well done, Mikey. Kept it out of the way. Let's join the front. As Relay Luca tries to make some inroads, but again, he just doesn't have the straight line speed. And Foxy again decides not to sit in the slipstream. Wonder if he's thinking that turn 3 is probably the better place. As Cass makes a move on Reliot and gets round into turn 1. Reliot can't come back at him. Just join the race at the front again in the straight line. Relay just can't get there. It's ABX. Gets her on Reliot. Carries some nice speed. So these soft tyres are really working for him. Good clean exit. Let's stick on board with him for a bit. We'll keep an eye on Relay Luca, see if he does close the gap on Niki Lauda, but ABX is the one making the moves. He's 4 tenths away from Cass now, but it's going to be interesting to see how long these tyres can hang on for. But Stewart looks very, very close to Relay Luca now, so we don't know if Relay's made a mistake. We'll keep an eye on that gap as they go down that home straight. 6 laps to go. ABX desperate to make up places. Just got to make sure he doesn't put it in the wall whilst he does it. And that gap at the front doesn't really look like it's closing up. They seem to be quite equal down the straights. Stewart just needs to tuck in behind Relay. There's been a couple of times where he's got out of the slipstream. Just needs to tuck in and ride it out. But ABX with a lovely left and right hander, and it's giving him a lot of speed. So, can he catch Cass into turn 1? And Cass is gaining on Derpy, so this could end up being 3 wide here. I think Cass is through. ABX is going to be frustrated as he puts the fastest lap of the race in. He is frustrated, but he's got a good exit out of turn 1. He's not quite close enough, but he's got a DRS zone coming up. And he's got a really good exit. I think he should get this done now. Not a very good camera angle, but here we go. And he has got the move done. The DRS has helped him out there. So ABX now up into 6th. He's going to be chasing Cass again. Relay Luca's within 3/10. It seems to be as they come through this section, which is why I believe that Relay Luca must be running lower wings. Because he's able to get close to him in these sections, but as the straight comes, he just hasn't got the pace. Hasn't got the pace to make the move on him. ABX is 7/10 back of Cass, so he's really pulled that gap in quickly. So these soft tyres are really working for him. We're just going to have to see whether they still work by the end of the race. And he got a little bit close to the wall there. Not sure if he made contact. So he's 3/10 back from Cass. This is a great recovery drive from him so far. He's got 5 laps to make those tyres last and to make up as many positions as he can. I dare say they're going to drop off a cliff as he gets towards the last couple of laps, so he's got to make as much time up on these guys as he can before that happens. And he's got a good run at Cass here. He's got a lot of overspeed. They're side by side. If he goes too early though, Cass might be able to tuck in behind him. But ABX has got the DRS advantage. Yep, he gets the move done. So ABX, good move, making his way back up the field. We'll stick with him. Let's see if he can track down Lunatic Kai. There's no other real close battles going on other than the front, but we've seen that they're struggling to get past each other. So 1.5 now the gap to Lunatic Kai, who I believe has been putting in a fair bit of practice without traction control on. So to be 4th in this race is a great job, as ABX puts in another purple sector. So wouldn't suggest his tyres are going off. So is this a good move? And should Billy have put those tyres on? We'll find out by the end of the race, but Stuart looks like he's dropped back out of DRS, so I don't know if he's just had a poor exit out of the castle section, but it's going to drop him out of the DRS zone. He's pushing to get that gap back, as ABX is now in DRS zone of Lunatic Kai, so he's going to get help down into the main straight, as Relay Luca, I think that's about how close he was on the last lap, so we'll keep an eye as ABX again puts in another purple sector. 6/10 back now. Let's jump on board with him and see if he can get him into turn 1. But Relay Luca is getting very close now, and he's trying to sling it into turn 1. He's got the inside line and he's ahead. Well done from Relay Luca, good clean move. ABX has passed Lunatic Kai as well, but we'll stick on board with this. It's for the lead of the race. Stuart Foxy now has been able to close the gap due to this little battle in front, and Nicky Lauda's coming back at him into turn 3, gets the inside line, keeps his nose in, bit squeezed, but now Relay Luca's going to get the inside line, but if he can hang it round the outside, Nicky will get the inside line, but he doesn't, he switches, and Relay Luca's going to keep that place. This is a really important section for Relay Luca, because he's going to want to pull out a bit of a gap to give him a buffer down the home straight, because I think Nicky Lauda's faster in a straight line. But this has put Stuart Foxy all over the back of them. And he's just run a little bit wide, and you can see that Relay had a little bit of a moment with his rear end. Stuart Foxy is going to be sniffing blood here. You can see Relay is really strong through this section. He's pulled out 7/10, but look who is trying to join the back of this pack. ABX with a master stroke putting on the soft tyres. Well, for now. We'll see if they can make it to the end. But let's join on with Stuart. Let's join on with Stuart. 6/10 back from Nicky. And the gap looks like it's increasing, but Nicky is making inroads into relay. So let's jump on board with him. And we've got 2 flashing cars. It doesn't look like he's using his ERS, and neither is... Well, they're both running out of ERS, but see if we can see relays. Can't quite see his percentage, but he's not flashing, and we've got a yellow flag, and it is not ABX. It must be Lil Mikey, and he's in this corner just in front of the leaders. So an interesting couple of laps we're going to watch here. I think Nicky Lauda and Stuart are going to have to try and save up some ERS, some launch and attack on the last lap. Relay keeps it tight through there. Getting into this really tight technical section. We're coming up to the castle. Might have just cut a little bit too much there. Hasn't got any penalties. In fact, there's no penalties for anyone in the race. They've all been served, I think, in the pits, because there was a couple of 5 seconds. Importantly, though, Relay Luca has got a second away, but Nicky Lauda's just managed to pull it back. It's because he's on a bit of a straighter part of the track. His wings are really helping, but ABX hasn't really made much inroads here, so I wonder if his tyres are starting to just fall off a little bit. We could see on board that Stuart's ERS light is flashing, so he's probably not going to make too many inroads here. But you can also see Nicky Lauda is flashing, and Relay Luca is not. So Relay Luca is looking in a very strong position. I think Nicky and Stuart really need to try and bank some up, but we've got 2 laps left, and Billy gets through on Lunatic Kai way before turn 1, and he's up into 5th. And Relay Luca's out! What's happened? And there he is, where we lost Jens, just out of turn 1. And that is so disappointing for him. It does move Stuart Foxy up into 2nd, ABX into 3rd, and Billy into 4th. Huge for the championship. Nicky Lauda has broken a 2nd gap as well to Stuart Foxy. So I think ABX's tyres are just falling off now. I don't think he's going to make any inroads, so it's all about whether Billy now can put some pressure on ABX by the end of the race. He's got 3 seconds to close in. We've got Cass, who's on the back of Lunatic Kai, who's currently in 5th. This is the closest battle on track, but we'll keep an eye on the distances. Oh, you can see that Kai gets a bit out of shape. Stuart Foxy managed to get back into that DRS zone, and ABX is dropping off the back now, and Billy has made up 2/10 since we last spoke about it. So I think the ABX, depending on what his tyres are like, he might just be okay. He might just have enough of a buffer. But here comes Cass. You can see how close he was, and we're coming through the penultimate corners, and he wants a good run at this straight. And he should be able to get him into turn 1. Is Kai going to take the inside line? He's not, so it should be a nice easy pass for Cass. Oh, but Kai has tried to hang it round the outside, and he's just clipped the wall. He's managed to miss Cass, who stays in front and will now tuck in and take 5th place. So can Lunatic Kai come back at him? We'll keep an eye on it. Let's go to the front of the field. We've got 2 cars out front, both with flashing ERS lights. Stuart's more so than Nicky Lauda's. So unless Stuart can pull off something amazing here, I think we're going to see Nicky Lauda take the win. As long as I haven't cursed him there. But Billy is now within a second, and I dare say I fancy Billy to get on the podium from here. ABX must be really struggling with those tyres. Did think they were going to go off, but he's done really well to get that far at the pack, and Billy's done the same. But It's almost like the opposite strategy from the both. ABX wanted it done quickly, but Stewart now 2/10 back from Niki Lauda. This is going to be an amazing finisher, but there's been an accident, and it's ABX. And I think Billy's just survived it, but let's let Cass and Lunatic Kai through. So let's stick on board with this. That's huge for the championship as well. ABX is leading it. I'm not sure what happened, but can Stewart get Niki Lauda down the final straight? And I don't think he's making enough headway. It's just happening a little bit too late. So well done to Niki Lauda, who has really controlled this race from the start. Stuart Foxy in second, he's done well to battle his way. And Cash, brilliant podium, he'll be very happy. And Kai in fourth, he'll be happy with that. And Billy, Derpy Turpy, we'll see what happens with his qualifying ban at the end with the stewards. But ABX is going to be very disappointed with that. He would have hoped for at least fourth. I don't know what happened with Billy. I'm sure there'll be a report going in, but Reliot picks up some points in eighth. Man like Donkey, he's had a tough race, but he's hung in there, and he's going to come home and collect ninth place. So well done to him. And Wardy is going to make up the points finishers in the AlphaTauri. The two AlphaTauris have had tough races today, but they kept going, and Wardy will pick up some points. Had a tough season with DNFing, but he's made it to the end here in what has been a safety car ridden track. Skelios coming over home in 11th will be disappointed after his Monza result, but he gets the car home. He's in 11th. Penalties might help him, we'll see. And little Mikey just making his way through the final couple of bends. Was in third at one place. Felt like he had to come and bin the hard tyres off. I'd have liked to have seen him try to stick it out, but only he could see his tyre wear, so I'm sure he made the right call. But he will come home in 12th. Relay Luca is 13th because of his DNF out of turn 1 after being in the lead / second. He'll be very disappointed. It's not the first time that he's come home in the last few laps and lost the car. Needs to sort his DNF record out. And he'll be a very fast driver, and he'll pick up a lot of points if he can just sort that DNF record out. But Derpy Turpy given the driver of the day from the game. I think my driver of the day has to go to Niki Lauda. Completely controlled the race. Didn't panic after the first safety car. Made it home. Takes the W. Well done, Niki. Stuart Foxy ground it out in second place. Well done to you. And Cass, believe you're reserving tonight. Takes a podium. Well done. Lunatic Kai, very well deserved fourth place. It's Billy, not sure what happened to you in that final lap. Going to be very disappointed. I think you've chucked away a podium there. Derpy Turpy, said earlier he had a quali ban. Don't think he served it. So it'll be interesting to see what the stewards say. ABXMT, he's in 7th. He'll be disappointed. He was looking at a podium / fourth place with Billy behind him. Not sure what happened with those two in the castle section. He takes 7th. He picks up some points. Reliot will be happy with his points finish in 8th. Man like Donkey in 9th. Wardy gets the car home in 10th. And then we have a Skelios in 11th. Little Mikey in 12th. And then the DNFs after that, which is Relay Luca, who will be very disappointed after a good race. Was in first and second. He puts it in the bin at the end. Evan, Tom Putty, Jens, Ewan, Bog and Charlie all DNF. So that's it from Azerbaijan. I believe we have a break week next week. So we'll see you again in a couple of weeks. Until then, goodbye.